Hey guys, hey, long time no see. So this is kind of an impromptu video, so excuse me if I ramble just a little bit while I'm going through it. Um, so I have been, uh, okay, so I've really kind of been, trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. I've had just recently a lot of unfinished projects. My house is a mess. I really don't. I'm kind of losing my enthusiasm for my Etsy shops. And so the other day, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna pack up these last few orders that I've got. I'm gonna close up shop, go on my own little sort of spring break, and try to explore actually making stuff again. Um, because you get in a rut. You get in a rut. That's just what happens. So I I actually went on I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and someday I'm going to be good about telling you the people who actually that I find who inspire me, and tell you about them because yeah, I'm just a flake that way. But but yeah, and I kind of got a little bit enamored with jelly printing. And I'd never tried it before. I, of course, had gotten rid of all my acrylic paints because that's what I do. You know, I do something for a little while and then I think, yeah, I don't know, man, I don't know if I want to do that anymore, but it's taken up a lot of space, so I get rid of everything. And I called the friend to whom I gave all of my acrylic paints, and I said, I have been kind of thinking about exploring jelly print, jelly printing, gel plate printing, and I said, but the gel plates are kind of expensive to just be like, oh, I don't know, I might kind of like to try that. And I said, but then I thought, I bet Gail has one of those. And she goes, actually, I do. I have two. I said, of course you do. So I went over to Gail's house, and lo and behold, what she did was she gave me a whole box. I had a couple of brayers, two jelly plates, and basically every single bottle of acrylic paint that I had given her, I got back. Um, so that was one of the first things I did. I got out the jelly plate and played around with it, and I really, really enjoy working with it. And I'm going to show you. So as a thank you, so after I made all my preliminary jelly prints, I I made a little gift for Gail out of some of those. And so, because primarily I really, really, really enjoy being a book artist. I like making books. Um, I'd like my books not to look so pretty all the time. Um, Not that I think my books are great or whatever, but I'm very dramatic. I like 90-degree angles and perfect corners and perfect folds, and so I'm trying to get away from that. So the book that I made for my friend Gail out of my jelly prints is like my husband was like, it looks like you pulled it out of a fire. I went, that's perfect, because that's kind of what I would love some of my stuff to kind of look like. So anyway, I made some jelly prints. I might take you along sometime when I do jelly printing, but I just don't know. I'm just playing it by ear these days. So anyway, I'm going to share this book with you that I made for my friend Gail. Hopefully she's not watching because I want it to be kind of a surprise. But so this book features all the jelly prints that I made from basically my first like real. I kind of practiced on some scratch paper and stuff, but this I actually got out some nice pieces of paper and kind of went to town with my favorite colors and such. So I bound it with just plain old cardboard that I loosely ripped by hand. And the covers I actually covered with some of my roll-off pages. So anybody who does jelly print will know that you've got the print that you actually make on the plate, but then you have to roll your brayer off on something, kind of clean it off. So the pages that I did that with became my front and back covers, and also covered the spine. So yeah, I'll just show you some of the prints I made. Now this is also one of the roll-off papers. And then here are just some of my jelly prints. I made some handmade stamps. Here's one of them that you'll see in here. It's just some kids craft foam, and I cut out a whole bunch of loose little squares, loose rectangles. I want it to kind of look like bricks. Glued it on the craft foam, and that's one of my handmade stamps that I used, and I had a fun time doing that too. Let me get out a couple of the other ones, if I can find them real quick. Yeah, so here's another one that I made. That's got, it's just a piece of lace that I threw on there. This piece of lace, actually, you will see a thrift and craft haul video that features this lace in it. It was around the edge of some nice linen fabric. So I just glued that onto some craft foam and called it a stamp. It worked great. These were just also made out of that craft foam. I just drew on them, really, literally, with a pencil. Just kind of hard, made those little impressions. And you'll see, actually, this stamp is right here on the front. So yeah, I just made some handmade stamps, which worked great. Here's some of those leaf stamps. Yeah, so let me just leaf through this. I used some ledger paper and some plain cardstock for these, and then just bound them with a pamphlet stitch into this little book. Just a little thank you gift for Gail to show her that I enjoyed using her jelly plates that she let me borrow. So yeah, we'll just do a quick flip through of this, and then I'll get on to the next thing that has been taking up my time and energy, and I just really have enjoyed this. I've kind of felt like I was kind of losing a piece of my soul because I hadn't anyway, I was saying I was feeling like I was sort of losing a piece of my soul because I hadn't really been making anything. So so yeah, okay, so let's we'll just do a quick, we'll finish flipping through this so you can see all my, jelly print art. And I will tell you about kind of another little project I sort of started, just sort of as an experiment, but yeah, so then I tied this up with a little scrap piece of bar cloth that I had that I thought, I don't know, kind of went with it somehow, but anyway, that's for Gail. And next thing that I did, as you might notice, I have this great big blank space here. I went to Hobby Lobby and went into their fine arts section, and they had sketch pads and water paper pads and some other things. Sometimes they do that 75% off discount. So I got this great big huge sketch pad. I don't even know what the dimensions are. Anyway, huge. 18 by 24. I think it's supposed to be about $20, and I got it for like $4.50 or something. So I got this guy, and then I also, along the back wall, they've got all the specialty papers that you can buy singly. And they had a bunch of stuff was already gone because I never go back in the fine arts section. But so I bought some really nice sort of like mixed media paper, marker paper, watercolor paper. Again, great big pieces. Because I kind of have been wanting to. I love making junk journals. I really do. I love all the beautiful scrapbook paper that you can buy, and I've got 100. I had 100 packs of. I swear to God. But what I have really, really wanted to start doing is basically designing my own paper, and I don't mean like making a line of paper and it's going to be sold, in the gift shops or whatever. I just want to make one-of-a-kind books using paper that I actually have made. And I don't mean like with the screen and the pulp and the blender and that kind of stuff. I don't want to make paper, but I would like to design the paper that goes into the books and have it be one of a kind, have it be pieces of art I mean, I'm not an artist either. I'm not trained. I haven't taken an art class since I was, in junior high. Um, but like I want the tea stained papers. I want them to be tea stained or dyed or painted or something. One thing I do want to try pretty soon. I actually went to an after Easter sale at the grocery store, and they had some of these Wilton food colors. And so I got these nice colors, and I have not ever done this, dyeing paper with food color, but always time to try. So I did buy these. I'm going to try that pretty soon. I do enjoy tea and coffee staining. And excuse me, whew, my throat just got dry. So moving on, I got all of my paints back from my friend Gail, and I kind of had the hankering to just put out a big piece of paper and just do some intuitive, sticking some foam brushes and some paint, squirting paint on, smushing it around, just kind of seeing what happened. And it was fun. Man, it was super duper fun. And then I thought I should just tear these pages up. Don't make them precious. It's really just about the background, about the color, and not really the design, but things that are on there. It's hard for me to explain. I don't have quite the vocabulary to talk about it. But so I did that, and I tore it up, and I made this little book. Completely new skills for me. So I painted the pages. I did a new kind of binding, an open spine binding, which I thought was kind of cool. I messed it up a little bit because, hey, it's my first try. So I had to go back in and redo something. I'll explain that as I go. So the pages. I did 2 pieces of paper, front and back. I chose a palette that was sort of appealing to me. I used these colors from Dollar Tree. I like this paint. I'm not sure what it is about it I like, but I love the colors are beautiful. I think it's also that they're fairly transparent. They're not completely opaque, so so I like how they paint over top of other colors. This guy in denim, this one in light avocado. So as you can see, they're just all over the place. Some white paint. What else did I use? Oh yeah, I mean in black. I've got some black here somewhere. Ta-da! A big thing of black. I think this was it. Yeah, this was the palette that I used. I'm not sure why. It just appealed to me at the time. So I will just do a quick leaf through of my book. I just decided I wanted to design the pages. I wanted to paint just free form. I used some stencils. I used stamps, foam brushes, bristle brushes. I did some splattering, some just spraying on water, and this is sort of what I ended up with. I tore the pages. I did ink the edges with some Ranger archival ink in sepia, because it really matches this red oxide that I love so well from Dollar Tree. Perfect. And yeah, let me share my little book with you. I'll just leaf through. I did put in some tea stain paper, and yeah, I don't have much to say about it except that I, did all the painting, and I did tea stain the vintage papers that are in there. And yeah, like I said, I'll just leaf through and shut up here for a second. right, so those were all the pages. What I did was I covered some old chipboard game boards. They're just they're sturdy chipboard, but they're not incredibly thick. Covered that with some denim, just regular denim fabric that I salvaged from some old pair of jeans or a dress or something. I did salvage. I sacrificed one of the pieces because I wanted to do some pretty end papers on the inside. So covered it with denim. Put some artwork on the other side. I clear gessoed the outside. Then I did paint and stencil with some of the paints that I used on the inside. I was hoping the gesso would make it show up a little clearer, and I mean, it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, anyway, I enjoyed how it turned out. Put some nice metal book corners on there just because I like how they look. And then I did this, I don't even know what it's called. You guys, I'm such a wreck. A French that I don't know. I'm such a dork. I'm sorry, I have no idea. But I think it was sort of supposed to be like kettle stitch and then this like kind of French stitch and you're supposed to, use cloth and stuff, but I had some leather and I thought leather might look nice, so I used leather for that, for the binding. And then I had to go in and do some repair because I kind of messed things up, the top and bottom. And then I had these long strings and I was like, well, what do I do with those long strings? And then I thought, I have a choir folder. I sing with a 24 voice choir here in Dubuque, the Julian Chamber Choir. And I really like my choir folder because it has a strap on the back, like where you hold it. After an hour-long concert, you get a little tired of holding your folder out there. So the strap really helps. And I thought, I can tie that together. It can be a little strap on the book. And then it just sits so nice in your hand. I mean, it really does. So this strap is kind of cool, and I think I might start adding that to a lot of my books. So yeah, that's the next thing that is kind of on my plate. I am kind of itching today to get into doing a couple more big freeform paintings and seeing where that goes. So, I want to thank you guys for coming by, and if you're still with me, thank you for hanging out. So another thing that I did, I do have my Etsy shop. I don't know, my film kind of stopped in the middle. And I've been feeling kind of in a funk, and I don't know if I said this earlier. If I did, I'm very sorry. But I did close my Etsy shops. The links will still be below for those because, in 4 years, if somebody wants to stop in, they can go to my Etsy shop and it'll be open hopefully by then. But yeah, so right now I felt like I needed to regroup, rethink, kind of figure out where my shops are going and how I can sort of get my mojo back, because I am not excited right now about, the taking of the photos and the writing of the descriptions, and it's a shame when somebody buys some fantastic thing out of your shop and then you're like, oh God, I've got stuff I have to pack. It's like, that's a bad sign. That means you should take a break, because you should be happy that somebody bought something and that you get to pack it and ship it. That's like an honor that you get to send these things out into the world to have a life. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now with my Etsy shops. I'm just taking a break, a little spring break, and doing just some strictly creative. I don't want to I'm not going to make any money off of them, I'm sure, kind of things. And seeing sort of where it goes, giving my brain a little rest. So anyway, thanks for sticking with me. If you have, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I know I've been kind of AWOL, but I haven't been feeling that great, and I don't mean physically, just sort of, just blah. I'm ready for COVID to be over. I got my vaccine. I'll be fully vaccinated April 21st. I'll be past my 2 weeks. I'm going to go shopping with my mom. We haven't done that in over a year. My husband and I actually set foot into somebody else's house the other day, and it was like, oh my God, this is weird. We're in somebody else's house. Weird. I have to tell you, things that were so normal are now so strange. But okay, I'm going to quit rambling. I hope you guys have a great, great day. It's a wonderful day to get your hands dirty. So go make something. Go dig in the garden. Go do something. So you guys have a great day, and I hope you stop by again. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.